How's it going, everybody? It's Lockhart here, and I want to start off with wishing you guys a happy Father's Day to anybody who celebrates. Today we're talking about Higan Eruthyll, and more specifically, can this be a side game, something that you can play on top of like your main games that you might have? And I think the short answer is that yes, any game can technically be a side game. So it's really up to you as the player, as the person who is dividing their time amongst other games and how you want to do it. But I think I just want to kind of get into it a little bit more specifically. And before we start doing that, I think it would be a lot easier for us to kind of figure out like what kind of game is this? Like, is it built to be something that you play on the side? And I think with this game, you get a full game. And what is a full game? So you have your union, which is your guild. You have PvP, which is an outland. You have lots of like farming stuff that's in outland, big story and adventure. And then you have a bunch of like content that always comes in every now and then that helps you kind of stay engaged with the game and stuff like that. So it's a full game. It has your PvP aspect, and it has a lot of PvE aspect too. So is this a game that you can play mainly? For sure. If you do, you are going to reap the benefits of having super strong characters. You'll have like the devs actually, you know, not only did they reply to a post that I put on Reddit saying that they would address it, they actually did address it in a dev blog post, which I kind of covered as well. So you can watch that if you're not sure. And so it seems like it's Bilibili is a company that wants to kind of grow in the market and is willing to listen to their customer base, because things like combat power being an initial issue, I don't feel that, and I never really did, but I'm also used to having to deal with combat power, so I'm a little bit different in that way, because I dealt with it in Nikkei, and that game like crushed me out. I couldn't even go back into it after dealing with combat power issues, even when Chainsaw Man came in, which was sad, because I did want power, and not the point. So you know, with it, like what happens when you do side the game? So for sure, I think my level could be a lot higher, right? And when we take a look at my roster, I really only have one character at level 80, because the resources do get a lot smaller, and once you get past level 80, these orbs, like normally 4 orbs of like the highest tier would give you a lot more, but as you can see, it's really not that much. And if I want to use these orbs to get this one level here, oh my goodness, not only am I using a lot of currency, I have to use 42 from 76 to 77, and that's a lot, especially when I have all these other characters that I'm slowly trying to build, because you have a multi-party system content here where you use it in Armageddon, use it in Mesmerize and Labyrinth, and other things that come in. So or you have to diversify the past content that came in. If you wanted a higher score, you would have to lock out like your hoplites, or you would have to lock out your caster, whatever it was. So you do need to diversify in order to do certain content. So you're not going to hit everything to its upper maximum, right? If you're side gaming this, of course you're not farming all the time as much as you would like, but they do have certain aspects that do help it continue to be a strong side game, I want to say. So if I want to go into this and I want to blast energy and go to auto battle, I can auto battle offline. So I'm going to jack this up to whatever it is. It can either auto regen my ether, or I can just use ether and set it to the specific amount, start it, turn it off, boom, I'll log in a couple minutes later, it'll all be said and done, right? So offline auto battle, huge plus for side gaming. Another interesting thing too that they did with this gacha game, which you don't see usually of this gacha caliber, is that you have, so newest unit just came out, and you're like, oh, it's another rendition of somebody that I have, but it's like, wait, like when I take a look at the stats, what is portrayal? And portrayal is that when you have different iterations of the same character, it just takes the stats of like this, basically the strongest character, right? So if I take a look at my, if I go to my roster and I take a look at my Euphoria, and let's say I just love this character, I maxed her out, and she has like all the stats in the world, like in terms of skill. I don't know about Awakening. I'd probably say probably not on the Awakening, but definitely with skill and stats, like levels. If I pull on her, then she becomes the current level, and then she gets all the skills that come Awaken with it, which is like, that's awesome. You know, like AFK games do versions of this, where your top 4 or 5 characters are the levels of whoever you want to put into that little box, and then it's like easy ways to level up. But usually in a gacha game like this, especially in a game like War of the Visions, you have like 3 of the same character technically, but you have to build them up separately. You have to level them up separately and all that stuff. In this, it feels like a handout that didn't need to happen, but they did it anyway. So am I going to complain? Absolutely not. Do I want to pull on the character? Most definitely. AP Hoplite that has magic resist. I don't have anybody like that really, but as you can see, I cannot. Can't do it. So in short, you know, if you power through the game a little bit, eventually you can sit on it quite easily and still go through content. Like my weekly was still finished on the Friday by doing my dailies, which is pretty strong. Like, again, a good sign. They give you tickets for wishes anyway. Would I start a guild? Probably not. And by the way, every guild that I play in, no matter what game it is, even if it's a Final Fantasy game, my guild's just called Final Fantasy most of the time. So if somebody takes it, I hate you. I'm kidding. So yeah, give it a go. I think personally, they've addressed a lot of it. They're looking to do a lot more, and they're looking to be able to improve. It seems like so. I'm enjoying the game still. Graphics are great. Different type of play styles, super easy. It is an auto game. You can add some skill element to it, but I've kind of spoken about that quite a bit in other videos. So just as you know, if you watch it till this point, happy Father's Day if you celebrate, and like, subscribe. There will be a giveaway if I hit one of those milestones that I mentioned earlier. And for everybody who's been watching my stuff up until this point, honestly, why haven't you subscribed yet? But mostly I appreciate you because it's really nice that people are just watching at all, and I'm just making my own way, so it feels good. Thank you, everybody. See you later.